Trent Williams was the highlight of day one of 49ers veteran minicamp. This is a walking first ballot Hall of Famer, so when he talks, we listen. He said that he's not going to retire with anything left in the tank. That's point one. Point two was about Brock Purdy's contract, and it echoed what we said just a few weeks ago when Brock Purdy signed the mega deal with the 49ers.
He is the guy for this team. He is the guy for this franchise. He will. This is just the tip of the iceberg. He's going to get another contract. He's going to win a lot of football games. He's that good of a player. So super, super happy to see that happen for him. I love him like a brother, so I couldn't be any happier.
He's going to get another contract. Brock Purdy just signed the mega deal worth up to $265 million. What is Trent Williams already talking about? The next contract for Brock Purdy. And Trent knows money. Trent was joking that Brock is one of the richest people that he knows. It wasn't the case just a few weeks ago, but now Brock Purdy is in that same stratosphere as Trent Williams. But the point is that you're always thinking about the next deal in the NFL, and that is both the team and the player. If you're not thinking about that next deal, well, maybe you don't have the proper incentives in place. But Brock Purdy, after the 2027 season, I think it would be ideal for the 49ers and Purdy to come back to the negotiating table. He may be under contract right now, under team control through 2030, but after 3 seasons, that's when the magic number for renegotiation will be. Same thing happened with Josh Allen. And listen, this benefits both the team and the player, and it's all set up for Brock Purdy for that to happen. Now, you've got to set up what's happening on the football field for Brock Purdy as well. We saw Brandon Ayuk out on the practice field, not practicing yesterday, but he's obviously a big part of what the 49ers will want to do from a receiving apparatus for their quarterback. Jacob Cowing, though, is somebody whom we should talk about. Kyle Shanahan did talk about Jacob Cowing yesterday. I thought that his compliment for Jacob Cowing is amongst the strongest that I've heard from Kyle Shanahan regarding a second-year wide receiver. He said, Jacob, I thought, put in some of the most work that anyone did over the offseason. Just as far as doing it before phase 1 started and then continuing it through 1, 2, and 3. And I think it's really transferred over into those OTA practices. If you follow how tough Kyle Shanahan is on young receivers, you will realize that that is extremely high praise. I know we've seen Jacob Cowing make the spectacular one-handed catch on an out throw from Mac Jones, but I think that it's really important to take Kyle Shanahan's word here and appreciate the work that he has done in the offseason, because it began before OTAs, before minicamp. It began in Jacksonville, where Jacob Cowing, he's from Arizona, so he made it a point to be away from his home territory in the offseason, to be with Brock Purdy, to be with Mac Jones, to be with Ricky Pearsall. He's also made it a point to put on some strength. We talk so much about the fact that he had the fastest burst out of any receiver in the first 5 yards of the combine in 2024, but he only weighed 168 pounds. Well, he's definitely over 168 now, so he's put in the strengthening work. I think he's put in some playbook work. It's showing up on the field over at OTAs. And if Kyle Shanahan is acknowledging the work that Jacob Cowing has put in at this level, then we should definitely pay attention, because that's something that could absolutely benefit Brock Purdy moving forward. Look, Brandon Ayuk was just in sweats. He wasn't practicing, obviously, with the ACL. He's not expected to be back for the start of training camp, which probably will translate into PUP in the regular season as well, which is at least 4 weeks out. We know the questions surrounding Demarcus Robinson and a potential suspension. We know that Jawan Jennings is currently dealing with a minor calf issue. That's all to say that these wideouts, these young guys, have an opportunity as we speak. It's all about to wrap up now, the mini camp, but over the course of this next 40 days, guys like Jacob Cowing, guys like Ricky Pearsall, guys like Tariq Owens, Jordan Watkins, all these guys are going to have to put in quality work to be able to have as much of an inside track as possible once training camp does begin. Because the 49ers believe they now have a quarterback in place that can elevate all of the weapons on the team. You just have to give him some of that symbiotic help on the other side. You can't be completely clueless. But Brock Purdy is good enough to make a rotating cast of wide receivers flourish. They just have to be ready for that opportunity when it comes. An opportunity for guys like Jacob Cowing, like Jordan Watkins, may come a little bit sooner rather than later, given the fact that there is some injury and unavailability uncertainty in that 49ers receiving room. Now, the 49ers might try to mitigate some of that uncertainty by bringing in a veteran. We've talked about Amari Cooper still being available. Kyle Shanahan directly addressed Gabe Davis yesterday because Gabe, the veteran who was with the Bills and Jacksonville, actually did visit the 49ers facility a few weeks ago. Shanahan's quote on Gabe Davis and his visit, quote, "I think it's how we handle every situation. We monitor everything." So I think Gabe's visited a few teams. He's a guy we've been a fan of in the past, and he wanted to visit a few teams and talk to them about mutual interest. And we had a really good visit. But that's stuff we never stop doing. It's important to emphasize that only some of these visits become public. Only the media only gets a hold of the ones that usually the player or the team wants to be out there. So, yes, the 49ers are interested in adding a veteran receiver, but I think they're interested in adding quality veterans at every single position. People need to realize how ephemeral the NFL is. Nothing lasts in this league, not for long, right? NFL, not for long. So, yes, receivers a spot where the 49ers might be particularly vulnerable because of the dynamics that I just discussed, but they've got a pro scouting department for a reason, and that is to continue replenishing the talent pipeline at all times possible. Now, last time I was on this deck, we were talking about Christian McCaffrey and his 29th birthday. Well, Kyle Shanahan had a chance to talk about Christian McCaffrey yesterday. This is my favorite line of thought from Kyle Shanahan on Christian. He's used this one before. He said that Christian is a psycho in the best way possible. Now, that's exactly who Christian is, wired on the football field. He is obsessed with the game, and the more that we get to see him every day here at practice, we can see that he's as bouncy and as fast as ever. And Kyle said it's been fun to watch Christian being able to deliver on the practice field with healthy training behind him. I mean, last year, even when he returned, he had been rehabbing from the Achilles, so he hadn't been able to put in the months of work that he normally puts in to get his body ready. So he might have been a step off. I think he finally got it back at Buffalo, but then he got hurt again. Well, now Christian is unencumbered. He's healthy. That psycho work ethic has actually been put to use. And we see him out on that practice field looking very, very good. All right, day 2 of 49ers veteran minicamp is here, and then it is off into the summer, off into the off season.
Man, trust me, he one of the richest people I've met in person. So, yeah, it's super, super fulfilling just to watch a guy like Brock. And, I mean, you talk about a Cinderella story, I think this is the epitome of that. Guy from making, a few $100,000 a year to making $50 million a year is astronomical. And it couldn't have happened to a better guy.